pulling them, again, at a rough 45-degree angle, so it pulls it up against the tarp and nice and tight. Now remember those D-rings I skipped earlier on this second line? I still got one that's exposed. I can add a bungee to that one now if I want to. I could even take one of these bungees off of my flap and come up to that to tighten it up to reduce any flapping. Typically, when you're doing a coil tarp, be it a shotgun suicide, eye to the sky, typically your bungees are going to be strictly D-ring through the rub rail to a hard point on the trailer, never back to the trailer, because we're pulling D-rings a specific way. All right. Once we got this flap wrapped around, now we're going to deal with this excess. And again, we got to fold up all this excess, but there's nothing but air right directly underneath this tarp. There's no load. So instead of folding the flap underneath, we're just going to fold it on top of each other. We did this full panel, and basically in thirds. Because right here is a spot for a strap. What we just folded up is what's called a rain fold or a rain roll. We're going to take a strap, take it right across that folded section of flap, and tighten it down with the bar. You notice here on the back we did the same thing. When we're dealing with coils, we're always going to put a strap across the front of the tarp and the back of the tarp. It helps seal the tarp, but it also helps control what's called wind whipping, which completely ruins the tarp. It's not fixable. It's just garbage. That's where we get scrap tarps usually. The tarp is flapping around too much. Everybody's seen a flag that's gone through a storm, right? That's wind whipping. It's not hitting anything. It's just tearing itself up in the wind. All right, you're driving down the road at 60 miles an hour, 10 hours a day. You do a lot of damage to a tarp. So when we tented a tarp, we're going to run a strap roughly about a foot from the end of the tarp all the way across. This helps, one, tighten up the tension, as well as help reduce wind whipping. It again tightens up even more, but the strap along the front helps create a little bit better seal to protect from wind and water and the elements. The trick to running these straps across tarps is your excess. Unlike with securement, where we want our excess tucked underneath our strap so it's pinched there, we don't want to do that because we want this strap as tight to the deck of the trailer all the way across. So if we get a good excess strap folded up underneath it, how close is that strap going to get to the deck of the trailer? About an inch. Not very sealed. So instead we're going to take that excess and we're going to shove it up underneath the tarp inside where the strap runs across. So on the opposite side of the strap, on the trailer, all the excess is pushed up here. That means you don't even have to fold it. You can just gather it up, shove it up underneath the tarp. We're going to suck this down with the bar, tighten it up, and that excess strap is just going to stay there. It's not going to go anywhere. Along this back edge, we're going to go ahead and put another bungee on each side on the next promenade up, just to give a little bit more tension along this trailing edge of the tarp, to prevent it from getting sucked out from underneath that strap by wind. All right? Fairly simple.
Fairly.
Takes practice. We'll get there.
We got time.
I ain't like time for what?
You gonna start quick.
Okay. So, we're still ahead of schedule. I'll say that we're not scheduled to do the tarping demos until tomorrow morning.